back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today going to do a quick update on the situation for transfers, loans and players coming going at Celtic, and a wee brief summary of Brendan Rodgers' press conference just finished a few minutes ago. Good news coming from Brendan Rodgers' press conference this afternoon is that Matt O'Reilly is not leaving Celtic under any circumstance, not leaving at all in the January transfer window, and Celtic have no need to sell anybody, aren't going to sell anybody they don't want to, and that obviously has good implications regarding Lee Labada and Cameron Carter-Vickers. The deals to take Carter-Vickers and Abada weren't specifically covered in the press conference. However, Rodgers was saying that Celtic are not in a position to sell anybody, they aren't going to sell anybody they don't want to, and that Matt O'Reilly was staying at Celtic throughout the January transfer window and through to the end of the season. That he and O'Reilly had had a good chat this morning, and O'Reilly was fully committed to Celtic and understands he's in a very good situation at a great club, and is fully committed to the end of the season and onwards thereafter. Also in his press conference, Brendan Rodgers was saying that the January transfer windows are notoriously difficult, and that as Celtic don't want to sell O'Reilly, don't want to sell Carter-Vickers, don't want to sell or loan out Abada, etc. Similarly, other clubs can say, no, you're not getting Keith Garden, you're not getting Van Hooijdonk, you're not getting Shankland, you're not getting Miovski, you're not getting Beck, you're not getting Arojo, etc., etc. So if a club doesn't want to sell somebody, they won't sell them. Obviously, lots of clubs are fighting off relegation or battling for promotion or European places, cup finals, etc., etc. And so not many teams are really in a position to let their best players go. Rodgers was quite clear that signing players for the sake of signing players wasn't on his agenda, and that's very reassuring, as I kind of feel that several of his transfer windows at Leicester and Liverpool were signing players just for the sake of signing players to boost the squad, and his last winter transfer window set of signings and loan deals for Celtic just before he left the first time around was rather disastrous, bringing in Burke and Weah on loan, both of which were failures. Some signings who really saw absolutely no first team action for Celtic, such as Gutman and Perez. Schved had a couple of games away on a couple of loans and then eventually left the club altogether. Bayu had a few games for Celtic, but left Celtic very unfulfilled and having contributed very little for Celtic. And obviously, it was one of the worst transfer windows in living memory at Celtic. So Rodgers very clearly saying that's not going to happen this time around. He's very hopeful that we'll get another player or two in before the end of the transfer window. He was saying that there are a few deals and players being contacted and agents contacted in the background at the moment. There's been no progress in loaning Mikey Johnson to West Brom. Genoa appear to be the only team now pursuing loaning or buying Gustav Lagerbielke, but there was no progress on that deal. And Rodgers said he had a plan for how to use and improve the current squad, and even if no further players were added. He said he would prefer a player or two to be added, but has a plan both ways. And I think keeping O'Reilly to the end of the season will help ensure we win the double, because I think Celtic's squad, even as it is at the moment, once the players come back from the Asian Cup, is more than strong enough to beat off any challenge from the other lot in the Cup and in the League. Just as a wee reminder, I've popped in now a little highlight reel extract from Ultras FC TV full highlight reel for Matt O'Reilly. Often one knows that a player is being sought after by other clubs. It's when the Ultras FC TV people produce scout highlight reels, and so it's a sign of just how much attention Matt O'Reilly is attracting at the moment, that they've produced a video of his highlights in the last day or so. So we'll just pop in the O'Reilly highlight reel and then we'll finish off the video after that. So I think those 3.5, 4 minutes of Matt O'Reilly's highlights for the first part of the season very much confirm why we need to keep him fit and fresh for the rest of the season. I think he's come on leaps and bounds over the course of the season. I think he's pretty much pivotal to most good things at Celtic. He's improved his use of his right foot. He's becoming more of a threat in the air in the box. He's able to tackle back and break up play in the defensive third as well. His distribution has been much improved, and he, as you can see from that highlights reel, quite a number of killer passes through the defence, such as the pass that set up Kyogo's goal in Europe. And one of my favourite goals of the season was when he was on the end of that wonderful ball into the box by Lewis Palmer against Hearts, and he very calmly finished it. But as you can see from his goals so far this season, he's got right foot shots, left foot shots, ball shots from goals from outside the box, good goals from inside the box, goals following in after goalkeepers have saved it. He's very much an all-round player, and it's vital for Celtic's success this season that he stays fit and fresh to the rest of the season. I am, however, encouraged that we have got some good backup players in Bernardo and Holm. This situation regarding David Turnbull is a wee bit uncertain at the moment as to whether he's staying throughout this window or leaving in the summer or going to sign a new contract. That's all uncertain at the moment. Talking of new contracts, it does appear that Celtic and Rokovata's agent are in negotiations regarding a new and extended contract for Rokovata, which I think is a great sign. Liam Scales was also giving a press conference today following Rodgers. He said that there wasn't any real progress in terms of him signing a new contract at Celtic. However, I'm sure that's something that's going to happen in the second half of the season. And also would expect that Greg Taylor will have his contract extended over the course of the next few weeks and months. Uncertain as to what the plans are with Joe Hart. It does look like Brendan Rodgers wants to keep Joe Hart. However, there are moves to bring in a new first choice goalkeeper to take over from Joe Hart. Whether Joe Hart's happy staying at Celtic in a number 2 role or even a player coach role is uncertain, or whether because of his family reasons he'll move back down south. That's all to be found out in the next few weeks and months, and I'll do my best to keep you all up to date. So that finishes things off for today. All the news and updates are accurate as per 3:30 on Thursday afternoon. It is an ever-changing, quickly changing world, and so things may change in the next few hours prior to the next video tomorrow. For all those new to the channel who've enjoyed this video or this sort of content, please do think about clicking that subscribe button. Pushing the numbers past 350 would be wonderful by the end of the month. And I'm immensely grateful for all those who've subscribed already. Immensely grateful for all those who view the channel. And I have to say a big thank you to everybody who watches, subscribes, and pops comments into the comment section. I do love debating and discussing football, and the club I love, Celtic, both the men's team and the women's team. So, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, chat again tomorrow, goodbye and hail, hail.